Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's time for another ArtsyTrio collaboration with Bea Grob in Switzerland and Gina Ahrens over in the USA, and it's our last one for 2022. This month it's my turn to create the mood board, and it's mood board number 16. Can you believe we've done it for 16 months already? So I've put together a series of images and colours that I hope I'll find something in there to be inspired by. So let me turn over to my overhead camera and I'll show you the mood board and I'll show you what I'm going to create based on those images. So once again, for the ArtsyTrio collaboration with Gina and Bea, I'm going to be working in my big 12x12 art journal. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you can just see, that's it, you can probably see it a bit better there. So this is the mood board for December going into January. Obviously I've done it for this period, and I tried to create a mood board which mirrored the colour wheel. So if you look at the violet there, if you come across to the Triad, it goes across to green, and then down this side it goes across to orange. So a proper 3-colour Triad. Well, it wouldn't be a Triad if it wasn't 3, would it? So those are the images that I tried to find that encompass the violet, the green and the orange. So we've got green and orange in that one. We've got that kind of limey green there. The violet, obviously violet. So there's a teapot with some violets on it as well. And there's also a violet coloured car there. So 3 with the orange in, 3 kind of with the green, the background with the bird. And there you go. So that was the thinking behind doing this colour wheel kind of Triad mood board for December going into January. So one of the other things that I did when I created this, I started scouring through all of my digital resources to see what I could find that kind of had those kind of colours in them. And I found a lot of digital images that I purchased a while ago from an online source that were like backgrounds. So backgrounds and landscapes that were originally from magazines that have now been digitized. Now we can tell they're from magazines because if you look at the pattern and the texture really, really closely, you can see the dot from the silk screen when it was being printed. It's more apparent on the sky if you look up at the top there. So you can see the kind of dots, the half-tone kind of effect that you get, which is what you used to get when magazines were printed using a silk screen. And I thought, well, these would be fantastic. So I've got this kind of landscape, purplish, violet-y kind of landscape. I've got sand dunes, which are beautiful and kind of orange. So team those up with that, and I just needed something with a bit of green in there. So I found this mountain range one, all the lovely kind of green trees. Again, you can see that dot effect from where it was originally screen printed. And then all of a sudden you've got this kind of fantasy kind of background to build up for collage. And of course, me being me, I wanted to incorporate something a bit more surreal into the process. So I've already cut all the sections out. As you can see, they're not even straight, and the bottoms aren't even straight because most of the bottoms are going to get covered up anyway, because that's the nature of how you actually layer things together. So to create that kind of fantasy landscape, you don't really need the bottoms. It's just that top bit that you're going to see. So I'm going to begin by gluing down the top kind of sky section. I don't even have to gesso the page. And to do this, I'm going to use, or try and use up, some of these old glue sticks that I've been having stuck around for absolutely ages and ages and years. I've had these for at least 2 years and never really used them. So I'm hoping that they'll be still juicy enough and sticky enough for the collage. But if a little bit of it kind of peels up, I'm not particularly all that bothered. All right, so we're going to line that one up at the top. Leave a little bit of a black border. There we go. Sometimes with these glue sticks, when they dry, you can just peel the paper straight back off again. But hopefully not with this one. Right, so the next layer is going to be this one, and I've cut this one just a little bit wider. So maybe we just need to trim that off if I can find a pair of scissors. I've just dropped the sand dunes on the floor. There we go. So this actually might be one of those kind of projects that I can maybe do in one shot. Let's just cut that bit of an edge off there. I've still got glitter everywhere from the last project that I did. There we go. So if we bring that down to about there, that's cool. We may end up with a perfect border all the way across. So here we go. Let's use the glue stick. I ain't really bothered if I get any on the paper, because again, it's just gonna get covered up anyway. Alright, so we'll just start in that edge there. So I'll just line that up a little bit, like so. There we go. If any of it just needs to peel, just put a bit down there, look. There we go. I love collage just for this particular reason. There you go. That's good. Cool. Okay, so we've got this layer to come down here. Again, it's a bit bigger, so I might just have to trim some of that off as well. Did you know that sand dune's gone on the floor again? There we go. I'll put it up there this time. So I'm just going to trim off. Actually, where's my paper trimmer? There we go. This might be a bit easier. What am I doing? See, try and do things properly, and then I start doing everything all kind of half-assed. That's better. At least if we're going to get it to line up, we can maybe get it just to, yeah. I don't know whether that's going to be straight. What the hell? What's the worst that could happen? It's going to look a little bit cockeyed. There we go. There we go. Now what have we got over here? So again, we'll need just to trim that down just a wee bit, but that's only a small piece, so we should just be able to whip that off. Yeah, I'm happy with that look. Right, so that's going to come down here, but of course we've got a little bit of a gap there, so this is where it gets a little bit more surreal. Now, do you remember a while ago I did some cards featuring featuring Michelangelo's David? Well, we're going to include him under here as part of our landscape. So let's bring that down just a little up there. And we can bring that up just to about there. So I need to take off a little bit of David just from about there. Okay. So if we now stick him down to about there, we can then bring that in to about there. In fact, let's just bring that down a bit further, and then we can bring that purple up to about there. I think that's probably about right for that. So I'm just going to make a quick kind of like mark just on the paper that you'll never see it when it's down. And then if I just kind of put a mark there, I'll know that's where I need to line it up. So go right the way around the edge. I love these kind of surreal collages made up of items that you've got in your stash, because you can mix and match and use things together that you wouldn't normally kind of think about and put them together. But as soon as you start doing a surreal kind of background, then everything kind of seems to drop into place. Is that about right there? Do we think? Well, it's too late now because I've stuck it down. There we go. Right, so let's bring in that purple background again, and now we can lift that back up. That can go there. So again, bring that one across. It's all good fun. You can make some real fun kind of compositions just by, like I said, teaming up things that you wouldn't normally put together and putting them in real strange, weird and wonderful situations. Right, are we about there? So I just need to bring that down a little bit. Yep, probably just so we're about there. And then we can glue that down. Love it. Right, and then finally, well, not finally, but one of the final kind of layers, I'm going to layer that one down to about there and just leave that just so it's touching that bottom. Okay, again, you could use wet glue, whatever makes you happy really. But I prefer using glue on these things that doesn't really make it wrinkle that much, so either spirit glue or dry glue like this is just perfect. There we go. One layered, collaged, kind of surreal kind of image. But of course it wouldn't be totally surreal without adding something else in, which is a bit weird. So let's add a boat in. I know it's sand and it's desert, but that's what makes it even more surreal, is the fact you're adding a boat in. There we go. So it won't be the first time we've seen a boat in the sand. It's been used quite a few times in some films. In fact, in one of the Disney programs recently there was a boat in the sand, wasn't there? Right. There we go, just to clear up any excess glue. Like it. Bit of a weird, collaged, layered landscape. And when you look back at the mood board, you can see where those colours have come in. So we've got the oranges in the sand and also just kind of like in the sky up there. Up there we've got the greens from the grass and the pine trees there. That kind of violety, purpley colour in the background there, and then finally you've got the orange of the sand down at the bottom there. So I think that's a real kind of good match for that mood board for this month. So, and again, at this stage, I haven't really got any kind of phrase or quote to add to it, but it's something that I can come back to later. I can look at this maybe in a week or so's time, or even a few days, maybe over Christmas or New Year, and I might think of the perfect kind of quote to add onto it. I could use the lines of the landscape to add some text down there, and I could probably use my wavy line generator as well, just to kind of give you that extra kind of dimension to it. Right, so let me just flip over the page, get the mood board, and then I can just glue that to the back so that when I look back on this, I'll know what was the inspiration for the art journal page. There we go. So we'll stick that into the middle. There we go. That will do nicely, and then all I'm going to do just on there is I'm going to sign it just there, and I'll put today's date because obviously I'm filming this in advance, so it's the 18th of December. You won't be seeing this until the 28th, but I want to get it done so that I don't have to come to my office and film while I've got guests over Christmas, because Mum and Dad are coming to stay over Christmas. So there you go. So there's my offering for December/January's ArtsyTrio collaboration for Moodboard number 16. So I hope you get inspired to create your own collage using those colours or something else from the Moodboard. You might want to do a bird, all collaged, cut out and paper pieced using those colours. That'd be nice to see. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. But don't forget, Gina Ahrens Bea Grob will also be doing a project based on Moodboard number 16 from the ArtsyTrio Facebook group. So pop along there and see what they've created as well. I'll put a link in the description area to Gina and Bea's videos showing you what they've created using that mood board. So have fun with that one. So that's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget to check out your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. Thank you.